under my balls.
Duck butter under my balls.
What is duck butter?
Duck butter is when like, have you ever had your sweat? You sweated so much. Is it sweat or sweated?
I think it's sweat. I sweat so much.
Yeah, it's like
I sweated so much.
But like,
I don't know. I think it's sweated.
I had sweat.
It's sweated.
I had sweat. I don't know.
SWAT.
Either way.
A SWAT.
Yeah. Either way.
In your sweated state.
Right.
In your sweat state.
I think what I'm trying to say is,
spit it out, man. Talk. Use your words.
You my best friend.
you know when you sweat so much that you have buildup behind your ears of salt?
Yeah.
Have you ever sweat that much?
Yeah.
I turn myself down. I'm going to turn myself up.
That's okay.
So I think that's what duck butter is you sweat so much underneath your balls and you haven't showered for so long that it gets stuck right where your crack meets your taint.
Yeah.
And because it runs down your balls, you sit more than you stand, most people. You know, you're in the office, you're doing this, you're doing that.
Driving.
Hee-hawing.
Hee-hawing.
Singing.
On this past Saturday, speaking of sitting more than you standing, I was getting tattooed. I got tattooed by my buddy Kyle Patrick. Incredible tattooer.
Is he a good guy?
He's a great guy. He's an awesome guy.
Who's a better guy? Kyle Patrick or Lord Jesus Christ?
That's a tough one. Kyle's got it tied for sure.
Well, how good give me an example of a good deed he would do.
Okay.
You may not know he did it, or you may not know he's gonna do it, but an example.
Well, I was getting tattooed and I could see through his window. And I said, Kyle, I'm gonna spy through the window here and look into the apartment across the street, see if I can see anything scandalous.
Yeah.
And Kyle, every time I told him something scandalous was going on, he'd take a glance, but he wouldn't look,
Oh yeah,
he wouldn't gawk. He wouldn't stare.
And I can tell you exactly why he did it that way. It's because he didn't want to he was so kind. You thought he was just kind for not looking very long, but he was kind because he didn't want to make you feel like a fucking dick by looking. So he pretended. He's like, oh yeah. And he made you feel good for acknowledging you, and he made sure he didn't see them.
Yeah.
And that's what Jesus would do.
Yeah, absolutely.
What would Kyle Patrick do?
That's honestly what we should say. When I was getting tattooed by him, I had to fart the whole time.
And
you know how sometimes...
You didn't, though?
No, absolutely
Held
not.
it in.
I would never do that to him.
Did your belly hurt afterwards?
Well, that's what I was getting at.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you've told me, you'll have days where you have to fart so bad and you just hold it all day long and your, belly hurts?
Mm-hmm.
Well, part of me is yo, dude, holding my farts was kind of, it was a painful thing.
It was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass holding my farts all day.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got in the car, finally, after getting tattooed all day and holding my farts all day,
Yep.
it was fun.
Oh yeah.
It was fun. It was I was making all kinds of whistles
Yeah.
and farts. That was just
Right. You were listening to a little Dirk and then farting on the beat.
It was incredible.
Oh yeah.
The control I had.
Yeah.
It was probably the most gas that's ever been in my body at once.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you have the day before? Was it a...
For food?
Yeah.
I had
a lot of bread?
a lot of bread.
Really?
I had 2 Starbucks sandwiches and then
Starbucks? You had 2 Starbucks sandwiches? So you
breakfast?
went to Starbucks twice, or you just knew you needed more, so you got 2 Starbucks orders?
No, dude. I'm 186 pounds. I need my fuel. So I ordered 2 Starbucks sandwiches, and then I also got a sandwich from Panera. A lot of sandwiches.
Dude, I'm 186 pounds. I need to order 2 paninis.
So then I also got Chinese food that day. Oh, shit. But what I think was causing the chemical gases within my body was the amount of ibuprofen and CBD that I ate before getting tattooed.
Dude, the way you come up with the reasons for whatever your body does is hilarious.
Well, here's my
You're
thing.
okay, dude, I farted because I took too much CBD and Tylenol. And then like my back hurt because I hadn't have enough vegetables. It's like, what else? What else
Listen, dude,
happens to you?
I've never farted like that. I've never held in farts like that.
Dude, I have
listen.
I have a toothache in my heel because I
Listen to
don't
me.
eat enough gummy worms.
Listen to me. It's rare that I ever eat that much ibuprofen and CBD at the same time.
You eat the ibuprofen, you don't just swallow it like a human?
Yeah.
You're like, I
So,
think I'll eat it now.
so I do that, and then it builds up all this gas, and they're not natural farts.
No,
These were
I
just
know
like
what you mean.
these are like some kind of chemical coming, because some kind of chemical brewing inside of me
Yeah, you were like a human coffee pot.
with
You were
gaseous
brewing.
fumes.
Yeah.
With methane.
Yeah, you were like a French press of farts. Am I pushing it?
No, you were right.
You were Tylenol French press, dude.
Yeah. You ever get full of gas? You ever get filled with gas during a tattoo appointment?
Yeah. I mean, the very first tattoo appointment I ever had, obviously with you, I had a freaking hemorrhoid on my butthole. And so I'm holding in farts, and that was the only thing that would scratch that itch. And then I'm sitting on it, so it hurt that bad. And you're like, hey, man, are you okay? I didn't care about the tattoo, getting tattooed for 8 hours. My freaking hemorrhoid hurt.
Yeah.
And then our friend Adam showed up, and he dapped me up, and he, like, shook me while you were tattooing me. So who knows where that line went.
Probably
You
fucked
camouflaged it pretty good, but
It's
who
probably-
know where that fucking went,
It's
dude.
probably fucked up. Maybe.
But the when he shook me, that may have messed my tattoo up, but it shook me so that my hemorrhoid
It itched you.
scratched it. Yeah, a little scratch, a little itch.
Wow. I bet he has no idea. Did you ever tell him that happened?
No.
You need to tell him.
Yeah.
He helped you out that day. You absolutely need to tell your friend.
Oh yeah, he definitely helped me. He helped me get through a tough time on hour 6.5.
Yeah, he itched your hemorrhoid for you. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've never had a friend do that for me, but I've never had a hemorrhoid.
We've never had a true friend.
I never have.
Have you ever had a
All
hemorrhoid?
of my friends are
Have you ever had a bump on your ass?
never.
Nah, man.
So thankful. I will cry the day it happens.
Really? Well, you honestly are like, you rush the restroom. You rush it. Like, I noticed that you rush it.
What do you mean I rush it?
You rush everything that you do in the restroom. You kind of rush it. I like take my time. I enjoy it in there. I'm
heard.
enjoying the space. I'm exploring the space that I have. I'm looking at my knees. I'm like, man, what happened there? You know, like I'm looking at myself. I'm petting a cat.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, I never get on Twitter unless I'm on the toilet. And you know, I let the water run. You know, I just let the water run, and then I get in a cold shower not because it was on set on cold, it's because I ran out of hot. You know, I explore the bathroom. Sometimes I just let the sink run. Not because I don't want anybody to hear me, just because I want to hear running water like it's a fountain.
You just want to see what happens.
Tranquility.
Yeah.
And here you are just going, I'm out.
I go in there and I do a job and I get it done and I walk out.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. The restroom shouldn't be a chore. You're using it as a chore. I don't like that.
Well, I'm not. I'm just going in there taking I'm just taking a crap. Okay, so real quick, we've been talking a lot about shit. And
I know, we
hemorrhoids
gotta
and
get
fart.
out
We
of
need
there.
to get out of this.
We got to get out of there. And I can tell you.
What's our exit strategy?
So my exit strategy is so I thought about, I haven't been to the gym in a while.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to take up like more of a CrossFit style
Yeah.
because that's what I'm built for.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm built for endurance.
Yeah.
I'm not built for pure strength.
Your body-
I can get stronger.
Your body can take a beating.
My body can take a beating. And I don't want to be a CrossFitter. I don't want to go and have the team qualities of, I'm part of a team and we're CrossFit and we lift things sometimes. I'd use a jump rope. But what I'm saying is that
You never want to be a team player. You're too cool for all the teams that you're about to join every time. Just join the CrossFit team. It's okay to be into it.
it's okay to be into it. I just don't see.
You're already trying to join CrossFit and you're already thinking that you are cooler than everybody already doing CrossFit.
No, so I don't want to join CrossFit. I don't want to join a CrossFit gym.
Yeah.
I don't want to get a CrossFit trainer. I don't want to do these things. I just want to make my life more active. And so basically I want to make my workouts. I still want to lift heavy, but I also want to do endurance things. So I'm saying CrossFit's the closest thing to that people will understand.
CrossFit's real ninja shit, no doubt.
So,
no doubt. And I support it. I'm all about anybody going for any kind of ninja workouts.
So I'm not naturally very, very strong. I'm naturally very strong, just not very, very strong. I'm not naturally extremely fast. I'm just a good, and I can push myself. I have 10% of what David Goggins has. 10% of what he's got.
You just lied to me twice.
So
you said you're not strong and you said you're not fast. You're stronger than me and you're faster than me.
Not true, because
we do need to race. We haven't raced in a while.
I'd think I'd pull a hammy. I think I would. I think I'm built like a rubber band now, and as soon as you make that rubber band run,
yeah,
I'm like rotting.
You know
from
why?
The inside out.
Because the money stacks make the rubber band snap.
Hell yeah, dude! My bank account's too big. I'm going to pull a hammy.
My best friend.
But the thing was, I want to start running some more because I knew I'm going to pull a hammy, so I got to ease into it. And then when I was thinking about running on the way here, I was like, I want to start running a little bit. And then I thought about this guy that used to run all the time in Brewston. His name was Ryan. We called him Rhino. And it was coincidental that his nose was extremely large. Not like large as like
that of a rhino's horn.
It's not large as in the way he was scaring off suitors, but it was large enough to go, that's a large nose.
Yeah, that's a honker.
He wasn't, it wasn't ugly. He was a handsome man. The rest of his features, he was long. His arms were long, his legs were long, his head was even long. So his nose was also long. But his nostrils are extremely large. And I remember him talking about one time, he was like, yeah, when my family has my family history, our noses get extremely stuffy. And I was like, what? And he goes, and I think it was evolution that helped his nostrils get larger, because I used to watch him clean his nose out with a tissue. He would do it the most polite way he could, but his nostrils are so big. I mean, his nostril could fit over this mic.
Wow.
And I was like, their nostril is so big. Like, he has room to wander.
Wow.
Like, that sign that's on the back of Jeeps? It's like, not all those who wander are lost. That's how his finger felt when he was in his nostril.
Wow.
And I thought he would, and the reason I'm saying this is because he would run by my house. He was a marathon runner. And I was like, as a kid, he started running really far distances. Evolution said, you need more air. Your family has a history of stuffy noses. We're going to expand your nostrils. His nostrils were massive.
Wow.
And that's why he was so good at running. It wasn't his athletic ability or anything like that. His intake of oxygen was so high.
It's like his nose holes were mouths.
Yes. Yeah. Like, and it was incredible how wide his nostrils were. And I thought,
isn't it interesting how everybody with a giant nose, it doesn't work good for them?
I know.
It's always stuffy or clogged up. They always need Flonase.
Well, my nose is always stuffed up, and mine's wider than yours.
Yeah.
So it's true. Like, imagine if my nose was any bigger, I wouldn't breathe.
I had a friend. I have a friend. He just moved, but he's a friend and a client. His nose is pretty big, and he says it obviously doesn't work very well. But he was literally addicted to Flonase.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying something about this.
He was addicted to it. He said he had to get it all the time, and I don't know. I guess like he had a moment in his life where he knew he was addicted to Flonase, and he got fed up with it one day and like threw it out his bedroom window. Like, people
imagine that moment inside of him. He was
what a lion.
That's what they do. They fuck my day up.
Dude, he's like having an inner moment, like he's having inner struggle, and he's fucking like, you know what? And he throws the Flonase out the window.
Yeah.
Hits some guy. Oh, my leg.
Oh, but I found some Flonase.
Oh, thank God. He's like, no, I just started another one. It's like, I just got rid of this habit, and I just gave him the habit. And that guy's going to go around. He's going to get addicted to Flonase. He's going to throw it out his window. He's going to hit a person. That person's going to get addicted to Flonase.
What's a habit you would like to kick?
That I would like to kick.
Yeah.
That I would like to kick. Picking my nose in the car.
Correct!
Yeah? Why?
Yeah. Well,
Picking your nose isn't a bad thing.
see, the thing is I put, so my dad, when I was a kid, I picked my nose in the truck and he saw me do it. And he goes, better put that in your pocket. Because he knew he was going to find boogers in the truck.
Correct!
He knew he was going to find icky little boy boogers.
Little did he know you were eating them.
Well, that's the problem. I want to quit picking my nose in the car because you said, "Oh, what's wrong with that?" It's because I'm eating them so much.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, believe me, buddy. We can all see it around the belly.
you got booger belly.
It's better than the alternative.
Have you ever heard me throw up in the middle of the night?
I don't think so.
Well, it's because I don't make the same noises. Like if I drink too much or if I'm actually sick, I'm cracking ribs, but it's like a common thing for me to throw up all my boogers that I eat
Yeah.
in the middle of the
Don't
night.
digest well.
I can't breathe.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what it is. People with big noses pick their noses because it's extremely
Easy.
it's easy to do. It's right there.
Yeah.
And then you end up eating the boogers and then you throw up the boogers.
That's what it is. All
And
this
I
talk
never-
of noses make my nose itch.
I know, mine too, and I was trying to hold it back.
Scratch it on the microphone. Nice.
Oh, you wanted it on the microphone.
Yeah.
That honestly, perfectly abrasive.
Yeah.
Not too much where it's going to hurt and it's going to pull some skin, but it's perfect.
Yeah.
Honestly, they need to make like a little
I might just take this microphone into the shower later. Wash my whole face with it.
this is the perfect texture
Yeah.
for the shower later.
It's an exfoliator.
If it was smaller, I'd throw it in my belly button because Lord knows I've got some pieces of fried chicken in there whenever I'm eating something shirtless.
Lord knows.
Lord knows. Lord knows that I got stuff in that belly button. That's why it's so disgusting and smelly whenever you go like this and you sniff it.
Yeah. Why do you have so much fried chicken in your belly button?
Because I eat a lot of fried chicken. And it's the crummiest food I eat.
Yeah. I had some Chick-fil-A this morning.
It's the least crummy fried chicken you
I know
can have.
it never breaks up. It never like,
No, it's the
falls
perfect amount. It's moist enough.
apart. Yeah, it's God's chicken. I guess that's why they call it that.
I know.
Because it's moist enough.
Speaking of,
Hit me with it.
it's January. Get those Chick-fil-A workers back inside. Get them back inside. It's been a whole year since we said that. And I'm sick of seeing them cold or hot or even lukewarm. I'm sick of seeing people lukewarm out in the wilderness. I mean, they're having to survive the elements for us to enjoy the Lord's chicken. Get them back inside. We don't need them there.
It's okay.
Yeah. How about instead of having two people be outside, how about you just have two parts of the drive-thru and then you open little gates? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have like the gates open up like a toll.
Yeah.
It's like, this is ridiculous. Why are they outside?
I will say they got pretty cool jackets.
Yeah, they
Chick-fil-A
got
work-
oh yeah, Chick-fil-A will give them a parka, but they won't let them work inside.
Yeah. Kind of messed up, but those jackets are worth it. I'd
60
like to work-
bucks.
I'd like to work there just to get a jacket.
Okay. Here's a good idea. You want a jacket?
Yeah.
Ask one of the people out front and be like, "Hey, I'll give you 60 bucks if you give me that jacket." Guarantee you they will because they're sick of wearing it anyways.
You think?
They're sick of wearing it and they're sick of being outside. They're about to fucking quit.
We need to try that.
I would. I will.
Let's split a Chick-fil-A jacket.
You and me?
Yeah.
30 bucks a piece? Okay, what's our top line of a Chick-fil-A jacket though?
Or what?
Our top line. You know what I mean? What's the top line of what we're willing to pay for a Chick-fil-A jacket? Because that's
80.
like my average right there. That's like what I'm willing to do, but like that's not my top line.
Let's do 80.
80 a piece? Pay $160 for that Chick-fil-A parka?
Yeah, sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we could get a Chick-fil-A jacket from somebody. Because I know one of those workers are going to be like, 160 bucks right now. I'll freeze the rest of my shift.
They're like, hey man, And they're like, the insulation. Like, how crazy would it be if you like open up that park and that insulation, that insulation is like waffle pattern, like the waffle fries. You're like, shit, no wonder it works so good. They're not afraid of being outside.
I'd be freaking sick. I'd be freaking sick.
Dude, that'd be so sick. You're fucking salted on the inside. It'd be crazy.
Yeah. So last week I was in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
You ever been there?
No, but everybody, hey, remember when that guy told us we should move there?
Oh yeah.
He goes, hey man, you guys are talented. You should move to Charlotte. It's like, that's such a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're good at something. Move away.
Yeah, honestly. It's like Charlotte, my week in Charlotte was awesome just because I got to tattoo with Kyle and did all that fun stuff.
Right.
It was just all tattoo related.
Yeah.
So driving into Charlotte sucks. The traffic sucks.
Because everybody wants to be there.
I guess. But the week itself was awesome in Charlotte. But driving around Charlotte does kind of suck.
It's the youngest city on earth.
The youngest city.
Charlotte, the youngest city on earth.
Barely legal.
Go Hornets.
Hornets. Why did that guy tell us to move to Charlotte? Dude, that guy was weird. Okay, so back in 2015, me and Poppy would go to this gym, and we'd be just lifting weights, just fucking crushing reps.
Yeah.
Curling, tricep extension, whatever you can think of.
Yeah, anything with arms involved.
Basically just doing push-ups and curls.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude came up to us, and I remember, do you remember that guy? That guy was weird.
Well, here's the thing. He had teach little kids baseball energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We were the little kids he wanted to teach baseball.
Yeah, like he had like, I want to teach when I'm around everyone that I work around. Like that's what he did. He worked with kids baseball, and so he didn't know that people like may have their own lives and they don't need taught something.
I remember I was doing squats, and he came up to me and he said, "Hey man, I gotta tell you, man, you doing squats, it's like your back is so straight. It's on like a track, man. That squat is good." And that was before I really squatted.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm thinking, dude, what a weird thing to say to somebody. Because now, like back then, I didn't know a squat. I just saw this like gym bro coming up to me and telling me my squat is good.
Mm-hmm. So I remember you talking about it. You loved him.
I remember just being like, yeah, that was the nicest thing anybody's ever said. Now I squat. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what a fucking weird thing to say to somebody, some stranger.
Hey man, your squat looks good.
Hey, no, he was like, hey man, I got to tell you something. Like your squat, it looks like your back is on like a track, man. Your back is so straight. You're doing that squat like it's good. And I'm thinking that's fucking weird.
Yeah, because how crooked does your back have to be for him to tell you, hey man, that squat, your back's like on a vert ramp right now.
Yeah. This is a guy who maybe squatted twice his whole life when he told me that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I remember another time
you were an inspiration.
Maybe. I hope it might have been the first time I was an inspiration.
Well, he was used to watching little
Might have
boys.
been the last time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I haven't seen him in a long time. He might be dead.
I won't care. Dude, I remember the time he came up to us and he was like, yeah, I don't got a problem paying for sex. Like, do you guys got a problem paying for sex?
He's like, and then he looked over at this Arab girl that was a little bigger, but
she was in the gym she was like working on it.
Arab girls normally they have like on their head like a head wrap or whatever, so you don't see their hair and they're covered up and
all their arms are covered.
And she wasn't like, you don't like think, oh man, what's under that? Like that's not like what I was thinking with this girl. She was just like an average girl and he goes, hey man, that'd be right there. That'd be fucking, oh dude. And he just like wouldn't say it, but you know what he wants to say.
I remember him
and then
going,
immediately he goes, hey man, I don't have a problem paying for sex. I'm like, are you trying to pay that Arab girl to see your hair?
Yeah. He was like, honestly, man, like, look at me, bro. Like, and looking at that girl and being like, would you, bro?
Yeah.
I remember being like,
what?
He's like, but he was talking about going to like Dubai or something. And he's like, I don't have a problem paying for this. It's like, dude, we don't really know you. You just complimented him on a squat last week, and now you're telling me about that you like pay for hookers?
In foreign countries?
Yeah, and we don't even know that girl. We're just proud that she's in here getting it.
Yeah, she's just having a good time.
She's getting healthy,
yeah, and you're like,
and you're trying to get us to think about having sex with her. You weirdo.
you make me have dirty thoughts. I have a healthy
Why
mind.
I oughta? And you're trying to get me to move to Charlotte. What's your plan, bro?
Yeah.
What is your plan with us? Trying to get us to get out of here.
Get your baseball swinging ass out of here, motherfucker.
Freaking Challenger driving bitch.
Of course. Of course.
I mean, shit.
Of course. Now, I only know one man that drives a Challenger
Yeah.
that it deserves to drive the Challenger and not get made fun of because that's his thing.
Yeah.
He's cool.
He's
with it
He hasn't driven in a while, but I love seeing him in it.
because he loves it.
Yeah.
Then there's some people that have one. They don't love it. They just want to be known as the guy that has one.
Yeah.
And that's not cool.
That ain't cool.
Nope. But there's a lot of people that like will have like the American muscle cars and they're just lame. It's just lame. It's just a lame thing to do.
Hey, so my girlfriend showed me this video on the internet. I forget what actor it was, but they were on the Colbert Show.
Yeah, Stephen Colbert.
Stephen Colbert.
Stephen Colbert.
But the guy that was on the show, him and his wife, they would play this game called The Smallest Smile. And before we like started closing out the podcast today, I wanted to. Did you see this?
Yes.
You know what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I figured me and you could do The Smallest Smile.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what it is, this actor and his wife, they look down one at a time, and they look up with a neutral face, and they try to crack the smallest smile they ever could.
Yeah.
And I think it would be fun if me and you did this.
Yeah. We can do that.
Sequoia actually suggested that we do this, so I think it's
yeah. It's obviously a good idea.
So I think I think we should do it. I think it'd be a great thing.
Or you're gonna go home and be in trouble.
Because she might whip my ass.
And I'm gonna have to hear it.
Yeah, and you love listen to her whip my ass, and you never come in here and whip her ass.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? All right, before we do this,
Oh my ash! Oh my ash!
What is up with whenever she abuses me? You never come in to save my freaking ass.
Because you go, oh my ash, I'm okay. Oh man, I'm okay, Poppy. I'm okay. I promise.
Yeah, I do say.
You're like being a tough guy about it. I'm like, yeah, he'll get over it. He'll get through it.
Yeah, but you know,
but
I'm not always gonna cry wolf.
well, when you need me, I'll be there.
All right.
Hey, when you cry hard enough, I'll be there.
You know what my hard enough cry sounds like. You're one of the only people who do.
Yeah, I know. I know. One time we had to stop. Remember that?
Yeah. Not a fan. All right. Give me your smallest smile ever.
Should we have some music?
Make sure the camera can see it.
Should we have some music?
Yeah, I'll put the outro music on.
Okay.
Not that we're closing out yet, but Nice. Nice. That was good. That was good. All right, I'm going to do it now. Can you hit the button for me?
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Let me start over. Let me do
Almost, dude. You almost had it, dude. You almost didn't fuck
All right,
up.
Hit it again. Hit it again. I'm for real this time.
One more time for Jake.
Come on. Let me do it. No funny business. Let me just crack a small smile. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
That was small. That was a small ass smile. Speaking of small ass smiles and not really letting it all out. Did you feel any emotions this week?
This week?
Yeah.
Oh, let me think about that. Did I feel any emotions this week? I felt mostly happiness. I was pretty chipper all week. I'm finally, I don't think people realize, I'm a pretty happy guy naturally. And I really came and I was talking to Kelly on the phone. I said, I'm really coming into my own.
You came and cummed.
Yeah, I cummed in my own. Cummed in my own.
Speaking of that, I gotta tell you something about coming in your own, but go ahead. Remind me.
Yeah, I'll remind you about that. Yeah, I'll make sure to remind you about you coming. Okay. I can wait 3 seconds.
Go ahead and tell you real quick.
Yeah, can you just go ahead and go ahead and tell me about you coming?
So, a couple of one of the workers at Kyle's shop was telling me about drag queens and how they tuck their dick and balls for a drag show.
Where's it go?
Listen, they push their balls up into their stomach, into their pelvic glands. They push their balls up there.
Like Ethan Hayes.
Yeah. And what they do, he said, and then they push their dick back towards their butt crack, and then he goes, and then they tape it to their back. I said, dude, yours is big enough you tape it to your back? Jesus criminy, dude.
The amount of tape I'd need to tape my dick to my back would be like 3 feet of tape.
Yeah. You can't just tape your dick to your back.
This is how much tape would be touching my dick. I need this much more tape to get it to where you would consider my back.
Same. But go ahead. Back to you feeling more than like you were chipper this week. Back to that.
That's all I was saying was I was like, Kelly, I'm really coming into my own. She goes, you haven't been coming into your own your whole life. She's like, you haven't been yourself this whole time. I'm like, no, not till now.
Yeah.
Not till I owned a barbershop and I could do whatever the fuck I want.
Now look at you.
And hang out surrounded by salamander and silver marlin tape.
It's a great color.
And change my lights to whatever shit I want.
I like it when they're pink.
Pink? Ooh, I had them on fire mode the other day. On fire mode. So the one side was like orange and the other side was blue, and it looked like fire going through, and it was really cool.
Very cool.
And people don't even notice. It's like people notice that they're cool, but they don't notice how cool they are, which is I think is the coolest part. It's like subtle. Yeah. That's the whole part of it. It's like supposed to be subtle. But I really haven't had any moments.
I was just asking because myself and a couple of our listeners have been wondering what's up with Poppy's emotions, and maybe it's time for you to break down some of those walls and let some of those emotions go a little bit. So maybe one of your goals for this coming week could be to let some emotions out a little bit. Maybe feel something aside from pushing all those emotions down.
I'll tell you when I had an emotion once.
Okay.
So I watched this TikTok video.
Yeah.
That was about this grandfather. He goes into his garage and he tries to pick something up and he's too weak to pick it up. He's like, what? And you can tell he looks over at a picture, but he don't know what the picture is of it yet. And so he always sets the picture up and then he starts picking up a kettlebell and trying to push it out like this. And then he brings it back. And he can't do it at first. And it's like a whole year goes by. He's like he's just picking up the kettlebell from the bottom and he's pushing it out like this. And then he brings it back and does it again. And everybody's like, you can tell like people are judging him. He's like, this old man shouldn't be lifting this heavy kettlebell. And then you can tell the daughter comes by because the neighbor was worried about him. And he looks at her and he's like, just keeps doing it in the middle of the snow. And then there's some neighborhood kids that start doing with him. And he's picking it up, squatting down, picking it up, and pushing it out. And he's always looking at that picture. And then it's Christmas Eve. And he brings a box that's a gift for the granddaughter. And she opens the gift, and it's a star for the top of the tree. And then she's holding the star, and he picks her up and pushes her up to put the star on the top of the tree. And he was training all year to pick his granddaughter up to put the star on top of the tree, so he'd be old enough for it.
Wow.
And I almost shed a tear.
Oh, damn, man.
Because that's like a soft spot for me.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine doing that yourself? Like not being able to do that, and you're like, you know what? No.
Yeah,
I'm being the granddad she always wanted.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. She'll never forget that.
Yeah. Because who wants to be, no one wants to be and that's the thing, like, we even have some friends that have been, not even the one that's sick right now, but we've had friends that have been sick in the hospital before, and they just didn't want to see it. They didn't want to see us when they were like the way they were.
Yeah.
Right. And nobody wants to be seen as the weak old man. They always want to be known as the tough old man that can do things.
Yeah.
And that's why they're always like, they don't want you to do shit for them.
Yeah.
Like, hey, just let me do it for you. He's like, no, I'll do it my fucking self.
Yeah.
And that's something that I had an emotion.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to see the soft spot of me, there it was.
Yeah.
And now you guys know
Yeah.
that I'm actually a human.
He's actually a sissy.
And I don't. One time I have an emotion and everybody calls me a flock of pussy. Okay, go ahead. Give it to me. Go ahead. Give it to me, guys. Go ahead. Give it to me, chat. Just call me everybody put pussies in the chat.
Oh, man. We got the freaking sissy guy here. Any announcements?
All right, let's get the fuck out of this podcast before it's too late. We don't want anybody to have any more emotions. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Oh, man. Wow. That was actually a good one. Do you have any announcements you want to say for the end of the podcast?
Yeah, Poppy Stedman is not a fucking pussy.
I don't know about that one.
Dude, my TikTok has turned into sad shit since then. I had to okay, we got to start watching.
I saw a sad one the other day. It was a fucking cartoon character. It was like death. Anything it touched, it died. Touched a flower, it died. Touched a squirrel, it died. Touched a cat, it died. And then there's a deer, and it's like, I'm not going to touch you because I kind of like you. And then the deer, like, it's kind of like close to it, and then it goes away, and then it close to the ghost thing, ghost character thing, the thing that kills people.
Death.
Keeps getting death, basically. It just keeps getting closer to it, and it's like, I don't know if I want to touch you. Well, eventually, all of its deer friends run away, and it's like, oh, I guess I'll just hang out with you. And then the thing goes up to him and hugs him, and the death kills it. I was like, why the fuck did somebody animate this? It's just fucking dumb. It's depressing.
How about that animated that part of that anime I sent you today where it was two chicks that were getting ready to fight each other, and then you just started fighting each other.
Now that made me emotional. That brought some emotions to me.
So it was an anime cartoon that they're all anime cartoons. And these two girls start battling, and they turn around and they start somehow throwing each other's butts at each other and hitting each other in the butt. And it's just a giant, it's an infinite butt battle.
It was cool. Yeah.
And
Sick as fuck.
Yeah.
Sick as fuck. Do you have any announcements for the end of the podcast?
I hope that you guys all have a wonderful week. I hope that you don't feel any emotions. Because emotions make you weak.
I oppose that. Feel them all. Feel everything.
Emotions is for getting blood off that uniform. And you don't get no blood on that uniform.
I don't know. I say feel them all.
He's never watched Remember the Titans. Please excuse him.
Never seen it. Give us a follow on Instagram, Today's Spray. Give us a follow on TikTok, Today's Spray Podcast. Give us a follow on YouTube. And we will see everybody next week. Thank you, everybody. Yo, we about to close out of this podcast.
No more podcast. No more podcast. It's ending right now. It's gonna end in a second. It may end shortly.
It's gonna end like right now.
Or maybe a little later. We don't know.
Or maybe right now, maybe.
It could last a little bit longer, but maybe it'll end now.
About to end the podcast right now.
Or it might not.